again out there, YouTube land. Lumpz the Clown once again. We're going to go and pick up part 2 of our Let's Play / review of Clock Tower for PlayStation 1. In the prologue, we went ahead and played as Samuel Barton, and we were doing a hypnotist type thing with Jennifer and Helen in the room, of which they had stormed out. And then we walk out, and we went ahead and met some of the office staff. We also noted the statue that was located at the scene of the first murders in the Clock Tower First Sphere. And then we went ahead and walked out in the hallway where we met Harris for the first time. And we guaranteed our play as Helen in the next scenario by only talking to him once. And then we went down the hall, went down the elevator, went ahead and had a talk with Nolan, as well as Tim, his cameraman. Went back upstairs, and then we went ahead and took a look at the statue, and we decided to send it over to the Metropolitan Library for Sullivan to go ahead and take a look at. After we went ahead and made those decisions, we went ahead and had our very first interview with Edward and Kay. Now, first comers to the series will take a look at that prologue and decide they don't want to play anymore, based on a few different facts. It's very text-heavy, and the scrolling for the texting is very sporadic. Some points it just scrolls ahead on its own with no rhyme or reason to its speed. Other times it has an arrow indicating for you to press the button. And then even worse, when you go onto the lab, you have to complete certain tests before you can walk out the door. I.e., look at the statue, talk to Beth, talk to that Danny guy, and then you can walk out. You got to talk to both of them at least twice before you can do so. But in the next scenario, we're going to go ahead and play as Helen, and we're going to go ahead and get this thing started.
Alright, so this is scenario 1 with Helen Maxwell. We are in the university laboratory, and this here is Beth. Let's go and talk with her real quick. You said your hard drive crashed? That's too bad. Yes, I lost all this morning's data. I hope I can get it fixed sometime today. Otherwise, I won't be able to get my dissertation done on time. Don't worry. When Danny gets back, I'm sure he'll be able to help you. You're probably right. In the meantime, I'm going to step out for a bit. Would you ask Danny for me, please? Sure. See you later. Where should I go? So think of this as your overview map. This is the surrounding area. We got here the police station, the Oslo Weekly Newspaper Company, the Norway International Hotel, Municipal Library. We also have the University Research Building, which we were just at, and finally the University Staff Housing. We're going to go ahead and start with the police station, work from left to right. Alright. Now in here we meet a very important character. Assistant Inspector Gotts, the person in charge of the Clock Tower case, is here. Well, hey, Teach. Got some new info? No. Have you got any leads? Nope, nothing. That old geezer of yours, he ain't coming clean. Do you mean Professor Barton? Yeah, that's him. He said there ain't nothing straight about the case. Yes, that sounds like Professor Barton. What about that little cutie? Jennifer? She's still having nightmares occasionally. I ain't surprised. She was almost slashed up too, wasn't she? Well, let me know if you learn something. Okay, bye. So that's Inspector Gotts. I always felt that there was some type of sexual tension between him and Helen, but that's just me. We have here the Oslo Weekly Newspaper. I'll be mobbed by reporters if I go over there, so obviously we're not going to be able to go in there. This here's Norway International Hotel. Let's check it out. Edward and his guardian are staying here. Alright, very cool picture of the hotel. Nicest one I've ever seen. Much less stayed in, but hey, that's just me. They're here. This is Kay and Edward from earlier. Let's go and see what they got to say. Oh, Helen. How's it going? Any results from Professor Barton's therapy? No, but we can't give up hope. Sometimes, something will jog one's memory. Yes. Will you be staying here long? Mr. Barton also thought it a good idea. We plan to stay here for a while. No, really. Well, hang in there, Edward. Yes, Miss Maxwell. I didn't realize it was this late. I've got to get back to the university. Alright, so you don't have to. There's about 3 more checkpoints on this map, one of which be the university, of course, but we got here Municipal Library, or Metropolitan Library. I don't know which. Many university personnel use it. Good old English. It never lets us down. Alright, so this here is Professor Sullivan. This is the guy that Barton, was talking about earlier. See what he's got to say. Hello, Helen. Mr. Sullivan. What are you doing here today? Oh, nothing really. Just thought I would drop by. Oh, I see. I wanted to show you my collection. I've just added a new piece. Ah, yes. Well, maybe next time. Now, that new piece he's talking about might be that statue that Professor Barton had sent over there that we did from the first prologue. Let's try to go home. Let's say screw work and just go home. I really have to get back to the university. Well, aren't you just Miss Goody Two-Shoes? Alright, so we got no choice but to go back to the university research building. I should get home and work on my dissertation. That's where I was trying to send you, dumbass. But I guess it wouldn't be much of a horror game if Helen just sits around, you know, doing whatever the hell she does for free time. Alright, so there's no other click points in this room, with the exception of Danny's dick here. I guess we'll have to talk to that. Oh, Miss Maxwell, I replaced your hard drive. Thanks, that's a big help. I'm going down to the lounge for a short nap. What are you going to do? We will all be going home soon. Oh, okay. Well, no need to lock up. Okay. I love that line. No need to lock up. That's beautiful. Let's go bring over Wolfman, Frankenstein's monster. Let's go bring over Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees. Bring them all. Fuck it. Alright, so this here's Women's Lounge in the university. Up here is Rose. We're going to go ahead and look at this cabinet here really quick just for shits and giggles. There are some cosmetics on the shelf brought in by the staff. I don't know which is whose. Every once in a while you find a click point, you can look at it, and you might discover a hint, you might discover what could potentially be used as a weapon. You just might get some funny remark, you never know. I encourage people to check it out. Let's go and talk to Rose. Is that you, Baker? Oh, it's you, Helen. Baker's still in the lab. Rose, are you seeing Baker again here? Yeah, sort of. Well, no matter how late it is, remember, don't use the university as a motel. Horn dog. Alright. Well, in order to take a nap, we've got to turn off this light. If you try to go up that ladder without doing so, Rose will prompt you to do it, so might as well just save a step and do that. I'll take a quick cat nap and then work on my report. Now, before I hit that button, there's 3 items over here you could potentially click on. Just to give you an idea of the layout of these scenarios. Prologue doesn't really give you much to play with, because it's really restrictive on where you gotta go. Okay, we don't know how late it is. Rose is gone, and now we got a weird knock on the door. Well, now, who is it? Almost sounds like a damn drum machine. Uh-oh. Oh, fuck. Well, what are we gonna do about this shit right here? That's Scissorman. I guess Gotts and Professor Barton were all wrong. He's coming after our ass right now with that fucking metal replica pair of scissors that they made and left here for Healer to grab. Really fucking smart. Okay, there's a fire extinguisher. Let's click on this. Yeah! Alright, so that takes care of good old Scissor Man. He will stop in his tracks. Not every click point is effective in getting away. We'll talk about that later. Back there was Baker. He was supposed to be meeting Rose in that lounge. Later on, obviously, it didn't happen. Rose disappeared, and Baker was used as some fucked up marionette puppet to gain access to the lounge. Now let's go in here. We got some items we have to collect before we can escape this scenario. Oh, fuck. Kill. 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 That is fucked up. I've never seen computers do that, so Scissor Man must be some sort of weird computer techie junkie or whatever. He loves his programming, man. Well, back in the mid-90s, too, there wasn't some very powerful computers either, so that's some pretty cool shit you can do. Okay, hopefully you won't find us in here. I believe on the first floor there's a bathroom with a mop in it, so if that fucker tries to come after you, in the stall, grab that mop before he comes in. Do not click on the door or he will take your fucking head clean off. It happened to me before. Character gets on her knees and Scissor Man just slops her head off. Gives her a haircut a little too low. And that happened to me the very first time I played it. I mean, that just rocked my shit. As I was mentioning, there are items you have to collect to escape, one of which is over here. There are some tools here. I wonder if it's being repaired. This might be useful. You now have pliers. Now the pliers are going to be useful later on when we get down to the first floor storage room. You'll see why when we get there. And there's nothing else on this floor. You can go on the elevator if you like. I don't recommend it because Scissor Man 9 times out of 10 will jump out at you. And I like to avoid that guy as much as I can. And I'm sure you will too if you actually played this, because when you're in it, it actually, you get a feeling of claustrophobia. The quiet gets to you. Alright, let's look at this table here. A plain, simple table. Sometimes you can find a hint right there, but I didn't this time. Okay. Uh-oh. Well, that's the fax machine. Now, while we're waiting for that to come out, I should mention that this desk right here can be used as an evasion point if Scissor Man's coming after you. He only walks in a couple of steps, and then he goes right back out. I found that out in one of my last playthroughs. Let's see what this fax is. Someone is sending a fax from somewhere inside the building. The writing is weak and unsteady. I'm coming to get you. Huh? Oh, shit. So not only can Scissor Man program computers, but he can also send in-building faxes. That's impressive. I can't even do that. A flashlight. This might be useful. You now have the flashlight. I also read a couple of walkthroughs that also mentioned that you could potentially hide behind this door. I've never tried it myself. Always worth a shot, though, if you ask me. Okay, so that's 2 items. We have one more item to go, and that's down on the first floor. But I'm going to explore around a little bit more. It almost seems like things are present here in this scenario than they were in the prologue. Okay, women's restroom, 2 stalls. Oh shit, let's hide in here. Hopefully it's something walking. It'd be really bad. Okay, so a click point came up. Music's still going, but if that door thing pops up, that's a pretty good sign that he's gone. Okay, I want to see if this one's clear. Rose is covered with blood. Oh, damn. Scissor Man looked like he ripped her fucking eyes and guts out and just threw them on the floor. Oh my god. Ugh. Hate the sound of people puking. It just... Ugh. Not only that, that was a hard-ass floor. You could just totally hear all that wet, sloppy shit hitting the ground. Ugh. Well, anyways, we know what happened to Rose now. We don't really have to go in here. But I'm going to go over here real quick. Helen's desk. Oh no, I left the key to the office laying here. You now have the office key. That's kind of a misnomer. It's actually the key to this therapy room that we were in earlier. I can get into the therapy room with this. That's an annoying part right there. Even though I use the key, I still have to click the door. I mean, obviously I want to go in there, so it's kind of annoying that it makes me click it again. There is an avoidance point right here. There's a bottle of ammonia you can throw at Scissorman. It works. Happened at one of my last playthroughs. Okay, so there's nothing else in here. Let's try, see if we can get a light to work. Oh, no. Sometimes you can click light switches, sometimes you can't. Because I'm not quite sure the power's cut in here. Pretty sure the telephone lines are. Now my question is, if Scissorman bothered to take those metal replicas, why didn't he take that mask? Could he just have another one in his back pocket? I mean, that's kind of weird. It's still sitting there. Alright, so we're going to go in here. Alright, there's the door that Professor Barton was standing by that we're going to go in. Alright, so this is the security room. Let's look at this table. A key is laying on the table. What's this? You now have storage key. Now, word of caution, you see these chairs right here? These are, they're weapons you can click on if Scissorman's chasing you. They don't work, though. I'm not sure if this blanket over here does, though. Something sounds like dripping water. Well, let's see what the hell it is. Some pipes? Oh my god. Hanging by a coat hanger, chest blown out. Oh my god. That's crazy. Alright. So, as I was mentioning, I'm not sure if that blanket works. Those chairs don't. I got stuck, and you cannot run past Scissorman. You end up taking a hit, and that brings up the subject of the panic meter. Alright, the phone's dead. Let's try the phone over here. Oh, fuck. I'm such a moron, I keep forgetting. Now, security will surely come, if I can somehow stay alive until then. As mentioned about the panic meter, as you can see, the cursor is white. If Scissorman gets too close, that cursor will blink all crazy. So you gotta mash buttons, and then you'll do an attack to evade it, and then it turns to orange. And then if he does it again, it turns to red. And if he attacks you when it's red, you're done. You're gonna die no matter how fast you press the button. Oh shit, here he comes. He's hiding here. Alright, get in there. Hopefully he didn't see me. I heard that other door open. Okay, I think we're safe. Oh, good. I hate it when the music carries on like that. You just don't know if he's hanging out right outside that door. He just could be fucking with you. Alright, we're gonna go in here. This is that storage room I was telling you about. Fuck, man, what is with you? This is the most times I've bumped into Scissorman in this game, ever. Not even when I first played it, I've not bumped into him this much. This is just out of control. Alright, we're probably using and abusing it, but we're gonna go back in here. I should caution, Scissorman also shows a little bit of smarts, because he will catch up on you, and he'll wise up on you if you keep going to the same spot over and over again. I just hope I start my day for that. so that is the very last room in the scenario. All we gotta do is get in there. Alright, move along. Alright, so the pliers are going to come in handy because there's a wire on this door. If you try to click on it without it, you will not be able to escape, and you get this message. This door should lead to the parking lot outside. Huh? The doorknob is wired shut. It won't open. Oh, that's right. This door isn't supposed to be used. But I wonder if I could do something to the wire. And that's when you whip out the pliers. Let's go ahead and do so. It worked. More redundancy, but you gotta use the key on it too. It opened. I've got to get to my car and fast, and you continue to stand there like a dumbass. Go! Serial murder on your hands, and you're sitting there. Hopefully it wasn't in my back seat. Let's see. Okay. Scenario 1 cleared. That was Helen Maxwell. We ended up starting out in the women's lounge. Scissor Man used Baker's body in order to get in there. Gutted Rose like a fish. That was just... and then threw up everywhere. That's even more disgusting. But we also went ahead and got the pliers and also the storage room key in order to get out of the scenario 1. And more importantly, picked up the flashlight, which will be used in the final scenario. Without it, we would not be able to get the best ending. We talked a little bit about those evasion points. There is the bathroom downstairs with the mop located in it, and in the event that Scissor Man tries to break in there, if he sees you ducking in there. Also, stay away from the steel chairs in the security room. They do not work. You're welcome to try out the blanket that was on the couch there. I've never used it myself, but that's where the fun in this game is, just trying out different things. More importantly, if you decide to hide under something, don't do it below Scissor Man's line of sight, like the bunk beds. Upstairs, you have the choice of either selecting the top bunk or the bottom bunk. If you select the bottom bunk, he's going to see you and stab you right through the mattress. And I'm no joke. It happened to me a few times. But if you're on that top bunk, the stumpy little shit can't see you, which is good. But this is Scenario 1, Helen Maxwell. Thank you for watching my Part 2 Clock Tower Let's Play review. Lumpz the Clown out.